knows nothing, can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is Ansem Report podcast number 43, if my memory serves me correct, because 42 was last week, and 41 was the week before that.
I believe 43 comes after 42.
That is exactly what happens. Anyway, I'm here with my brother Jason,
Hello.
and I hope you guys are having an excellent week. Today's Pokemon Day.
Wow.
Pokemon comes out today.
And I'm not playing it. I'm at work.
Also, Jedi
Fallen Order
comes out today. A lot of good video game releases today. Not really a lot of Kingdom Hearts news today, but that's okay because we're all Kingdom Hearts all the time around here on the Ansem Report podcast, and we got some different. I'm winging this a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Oh my God.
So first of all, we have a new
just
podcast
as clueless
review.
as we are.
We have a new podcast review, and it wasn't done on iTunes. It was done on YouTube,
Oh,
and that's more than welcome.
cool.
And it's from our good friend Tyler Sims.
Yo, what up, Tyler?
Okay? And he says, I finally caught up to the podcast. Almost 45 hours listening to you guys.
Holy
so here's
shit.
my review now.
Very qualified.
It's a very great and funny podcast about Kingdom Hearts. They don't take themselves too seriously, and the energy they give off is fantastic. I always laugh at Mike going off about bigger cage YouTubers because even though I watch some of their stuff, mostly cynical, it's absolutely true. But the guys have a neat perspective and jokes that are pretty fresh. I've also never met people who hated Jiminy Cricket with such a passion. All in all, 11 out of 10 podcast.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. I reviewed his review, and I said, I give this review 358 out of 2 stars out of 13 darknesses. So thank you,
That's
Tyler.
really fucked up that you'd give him that low a score, dude.
No, that's like the highest score. The only thing I could have done to make the score higher is add final mix to it.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. I'll be
Redacted.
IGN. I'm going to be IGN, and I'm retroactively change my review.
Because I'm mad about it.
Right, because you're mad about it. So now it's a final mix version of that.
Okay, thank
and that's
you.
the highest review. That's the highest
Thank
star
you.
rating I can give. So thank you, Tyler, for that. And that's all I got for the show this week. We're 2.5 minutes in, so...
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Just kidding. That's not all I have for the show. That's all I have. So we watched a video, Jason.
Side note, I wish there was a way to be like track how much people have watched, right? And then it like automatically, like, you know, when they're watching, they just get a little like crown. So it's like, oh, you've watched like 10 hours.
You want to start giving out
bronze
achievements
crown
for watching the podcast?
Well, just like, hey, dude, here's a bronze crown. Maybe when we get back into streaming, that'll be that's
I mean, we
easy.
can give people crowns. That's easy. That's easy.
Yeah.
I want to give away the little, like the symbols you get for beating things and like hard things in Kingdom Hearts. What are those called?
The proofs?
The proofs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to give someone.
Well, I was just thinking like the bronze, silver, and gold crown.
I want to give someone the proof of non-existence. 'Cause that's my favorite one because it makes 0 sense. Nomura.
Proof of non-existence.
Yeah, Nomura's again in studio. He's sitting right next to us.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much to say this week. He's taking a break from working on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
He's definitely not working on Remind, which is going to trigger a lot of people. But that's okay with us. We're not upset about that. So
He
anyway,
put the B team on it.
Speaking of people that are upset, we watched some YouTube videos this week
Yes.
of different cage creators and different videos.
I got triggered.
Jason, we'll
Big
talk about that
time
in a minute. Let's
triggered.
talk about the first one we watched, which was a video by BioRoxas.
Shout outs to
We've shouted out
BioRoxas.
BioRoxas before on our channel. He does some really cool form change videos where he talks about form changes.
Yeah.
But this video, and it was sent to me by Henry, as always. Henry's just sending me videos left and right on Twitter.
Bow, 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 bow.
But this video in particular talked about the connection or hopeful, or not hopeful, but the supposed
Possibilities.
possible connection between Shion and Scold. And there was some stuff about it that I thought was pretty cool. They're interesting connections, and it's. I mean, I've never really questioned why Shion has dark hair
Yeah.
because
It's like, how do we make Kyrie hotter? Give her dark hair, dog.
I'm not questioning that part of it, but I mean from a lore perspective.
Right.
Why does Kyrie have dark hair when
It is interesting.
Well, and it's like,
Why does Shion have dark hair?
why does Naminé have blonde hair? You could say Roxas, but Roxas's hair isn't that blonde. It's not exactly true.
Like what witch has blonde hair, dude?
Right. So it's interesting to think about. Could Scold and Shion, or no, I'm sorry, Kairi, because the what they paint for us is that Scold and Kairi share or
we're both in
nearby
Hollow Bastion.
cells in Hollow Bastion, and that's how they made a connection with each other. And then when she got sent off to Destiny Island by Terranort, that connection stayed with her. And then when Shion was birthed Shion's a clone. So Shion wasn't birthed from the heart being removed, but her heart started to be, or Sora's heart started to get put in her heart.
The memories of Kairi.
The memories of Kairi,
her.
And then that's why certain people see certain things when they look at her.
Yeah.
So like Zigbar sees Ventus because he has a connection to Ventus from both the Union Cross days and the BBS days.
Right.
And Axel
she's kind of like
Naminé.
She's kind of like a mirror.
Right. Not a mirror per se, because a mirror would just show yourself.
She's like a ditto.
Yeah. Yes.
No, that's like a mirror.
Yeah, you're right. That's still not right.
It's a mirror to what your heart wants to see. It's
she's like that pond that Mulan looks in, and no, wait, that's just her reflection too. There's no metaphor I could possibly make that would do this properly.
Why does Shion look like a guy? That's what triggered me when she turned into Ventus. I was like, and Sora?
Yeah.
That's off-putting, dog.
Right, it is a little off-putting. I think Roxas was into it more, though, when she had Sora's head.
No. It was like young Sora, too, so it was like...
It was just woke up at the beach for day one, Sora.
Yeah.
Big blue weird eyes. So...
But it basically... It's not just like guessing, right? Because in the secret reports, which... If you had listened to our previous podcast, we talked about all the ones in KH1. But
those are Ansem reports, not secret reports.
Right. But thank you for clarifying. But Ansem does some tests, who knows what else, to Kairi. And that's why she's kind of got like a bit of a hazy memory. She doesn't remember Aqua.
Right.
Not a retcon.
Right. The idea is that she was experimented on just like Subject
like
X, who we believe to be Scold.
Right.
Like I said it that like it was definitely Scold. That's not confirmed. That's just
right.
The
but it's
popular prevailing theory is that Scold is Subject X.
And then in KH2 Final Mix, when Xemnas is walking through the castle.
Yeah, they
he
show
goes
those
all the way
cells.
down. The cells are real close together. They could have easily like seen each other, talked to each other.
Maybe touched hands through the bar windows.
Yeah. No, that was still a little too far for that.
Maybe like a fingertip.
Maybe like their hearts.
I think maybe like E.T. style fingertip action might have happened.
Maybe.
Like they just touched their little fingers together
Gingerly,
and they were like, we're gonna make this. We're gonna make it through this, and this is experiments they're doing on us.
Yeah.
And the blue-haired and the red-haired kid are gonna save us.
Yeah.
But then you're in the video. They kind of explain why Axel would still see Naminé instead of Scold.
Yeah, well,
because they didn't really see Subject X's face per se.
Yeah, because it was probably dimly lit, and there's a lot of.
Okay, here's a thought actually. Maybe the Subject X thing isn't as crazy.
Maybe it's just Kairi.
It's just what if it's just Kairi?
Could be.
They would know though, right? Axel would know, right? No, because he didn't see your face.
No.
What if?
Well, and that's another point of it. He didn't bring up what you brought up. Your big brain, 5-head. Your brain is so big. You have a 5-head. No, he didn't bring up that it could have been Kairi.
That Subject X?
Right.
Well, no, he didn't bring that up. I was bringing that up.
Yeah, that's why I was saying your big brain.
Yeah,
but he was saying that like Subject X could have been slightly triggered for him, even though he didn't know, Because like in the scene where he looks at Kyrie and then he kind of sees Shion.
Yeah, I thought that part was bullshit though.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
I didn't follow that part. There were a couple parts of this video. There was it was Bioroxis and oh my god, I'm not remembering the other guy's name.
Something Lux.
Lunar Lux. Lunar Lux.
Yes.
They needed to work on their audio levels a little bit because one was way stronger than the other.
Yeah.
But Lunar Lux tried to make similarities between Final Form Shion is what he called it, which I've never heard it called that, but that makes sense, I guess. And Scold in their outfits, but Final Form Shion is clearly just Sora.
Yeah.
In his
KH2 Sora.
In his KH2 outfit, and his point is, well, KH2 Sora wasn't a thing yet because he hadn't woken up yet because Shion was still. And I was like, dude, they made 358 after Kingdom Hearts 2. That's just how they designed him.
No, what I was saying though is he makes a point to reference like when he looks at Shion that like possibly
because it's blurry.
Yeah, because it's blurry. It could be Scold, it could be Shion, but like that would remind him of when he looks because he can't really see her, right?
Right.
So when he would be like looking in the cell and can't really see subject.
And I get what he was trying to say, but the real answer to that is he can't see her because he doesn't remember Shion, and he doesn't remember Shion until the fight way later.
If that was like the case and like that was like confirmed, that would be like cool to think about though. That like that it could have like two meanings.
You know what? If they would have like maybe like
flashed long hair or something.
Right, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If they had like flashed long hair or something like that, I could see that. But they didn't do anything like that. It was just kind of like
this is Shion
for sure. But no, let's go back to my theory because forget their video. It was a good video, good job, guys. But
check it out.
But hold on, what if this is we're making this a bigger goose chase than we need to? What if Subject X is just Kyrie?
What if she did the same fucking thing that Sora did with Ventus with Scold?
What do you mean?
Scold's inside Kyrie.
Oh. Well, then wouldn't we have gotten Scold out when Kyrie was released from Source Heart?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's kind of like it's like a big cup, and then you got a smaller cup in there with like a even smaller cup in it.
Small Russian
like a Russian doll,
situation.
Yeah. But there's like
getting smaller.
But there's like
smaller.
at one point there was like 3, but inside those there's like 2.
Oh, hold on. You're trying to sweep my theory here. Kyrie, what stops Kyrie from being Subject X? Can you think of anything?
Well, that she's like walking around outside and she's not in a cell. That's how Aqua sees her.
Right, but I guess
that's the only thing. And she's like with her grandma and shit, unless her grandma's like not real, which could be a thing because like when you see her grandma, she's kind of dead-eyed, dude.
Yeah, grandma's pretty scary.
Grandma's like a slave too.
Yeah, you're right, but it depends on the timing of
she's
that.
a serf at least.
Because when Ventus meets those two guys, it's a little later on in his story, right? And Aqua goes to Hollow Bash or Radiant Garden pretty early, doesn't she?
Well, no, they're all there at like the same time pretty much. That's how they all fight that boss together.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the scene with Lee and Isa. Isa, stop! Every time I say Isa, I'm contractually obligated to say that. Obligated. The scene with Lee and Isa is like his second trip to Radiant Garden, isn't it?
They don't really do second trips in this.
No, I'm pretty sure he does.
No.
Radiant Garden's the exception. That's like the hub world. Aqua goes there like 3 times. I might be remembering it wrong. I haven't played BBS in a while.
Well, because there's the only fights that are there are, like the break fights, because you fight them twice there.
Right.
And then I don't remember what Ventus fights. Ventus fights.
Well,
because they each individually fight the one piece, and then they all come together.
Right.
But that's kind of like back to back.
This is after though. This is like, remember he's like sitting in the town square and he's bummed about something, and then that's when Lee and Isa, stop, walk up, and then he's like, because he feels like he doesn't have friends. And then he like makes friends with those guys.
Maybe it's after like the Disney
I think it's after
something?
Disney Town. He goes back for some reason.
Oh no, we should look into it.
Yeah,
we'll look into it and see if there's any discrepancies as to why it couldn't be her. Well, I don't know why they let her go and like have her. Oh, you got to come back to your cell now. Like,
well, okay. Here's another thing. I am under the impression that Lee and Isa, stop, are going to the castle for the first time when
Right
they
there.
go. Right there. Because they look up and they're like, and Lee is like, are you ready? And Isa, stop, goes, I know that you are. And he's like, yeah. And then they go and they like look up at the castle like they hadn't done that before. It was like a big thing. That's the vibe I got. That I could be wrong, because I actually just watched that cut scene today for some reason. I don't remember why. I don't know if someone posted on the Discord.
What
or
a
something.
Coincidence.
Yeah, no, it's very serendipitous. Yeah. Anyway,
That would be cool though, because it's like if that is, it would explain like maybe the reason why that Kyrie when she dies, she's a
into
fucking
glass.
clone, dude.
Right.
That's why she's a clone.
Right. And Xehanort knew all about it because
Because she's still in his basement.
Right.
And
She's still in
no one
there.
decided to go down.
Oh my god.
No one decided to go down in the cells
Her
yet.
skeleton's just down there, fucking rotted. Zenith's just let it happen. Wow. Anyway, so go check out BioRox's video. It's called Reconnecting Shion and Scold or something like
Something
that.
along those lines.
It's something like that.
Excellent shout out.
Excellent shout out for BioRoxis. So, this next video we watched, Jason was not very happy with.
No.
And
I don't want to talk about it.
We're only going to talk about it for a second because it's something that we had talked about in the past and related to Smash.
Right.
So, HMK made a video about Sora's moveset. And I'd seen a lot of people on Twitter like saying, hey, wow, great video, HMK. And that, wow, you really went into detail. It's really cool. So I said, you know what? I want to check it out. I'm not normally an HMK video watcher because he just grinds my gears the wrong way.
We're cut from a different cloth.
We're cut from a different cloth, and mine is much softer and less leathery than his.
There's less spikes on it.
There's less spikes on it and red hair dye, but and pins.
Yeah, way less pins.
Way less pins. A couple pins. I like some pins here and there.
Yeah, but like way less pins.
So I thought the video was pretty well done. Okay, for what it is. He shows, he lays out his moveset. He shows the different moves in that he's pulling inspiration from. My only real gripe with it is I saw some people griping about this on Twitter too, is his final smash, he decided to do the Union Cross scene from Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think is fine. But I think the whole point of Sora is that his friends are his power. And so if you're
Right.
not going to include any of his friends in this final smash, that just seems hollow to me.
Right. Or at least like have it be like you can have things that like represent his friends. They don't have to legit be like Donald and Goofy. You know what I mean? Like you can
it
have
could be Riku and Kairi, right?
It could be that too.
If
If it's not the lock the keyhole thing, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I
What are
agree.
you doing?
I know.
Ragnarok?
Well, here's the only thing that
I spit on Ragnarok.
when he said Ragnarok, I was like, you know what? That sounds exactly like Sora's summon in World of Final Fantasy. Because it's exactly what it is. He like casts Blizzard on him, and then he's like, boom, and then the Ragnarok, which is like the Ragnarok is the metaphorical key locking move, right? Like it's the representation of the key locking in battle form.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean? Because he's shooting something out of the tip of his keyblade. He kind of does the same like thing when he does it,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so that I can see that. However, I just think that would be hollow, and that would be pretty disappointing to me.
Yeah.
If that were his final smash. You had a different. You weren't as happy with the video as I was.
No.
What?
No. Okay. I've played a lot of Smash. Like I've gone to tournaments. Like I'm very passionate about Smash. Right?
You love Smash.
I love Smash.
He loves to smash.
In every single game.
Ladies and gentlemen, he loves to smash.
I liked every single game. I played all of them. Like, Anyway, so that's not the point.
You're just
It's
laying,
not
out,
about me.
laying out your relationship with
It's
Smash.
not about me. Right. We talked about, like what we think the cool moves would be, right?
Right.
When I really got like triggered watching it, it was like, and this would do like a good amount of knockback, and it could kill at and it would have kill potential too, right? And I got fucking triggered because I'm like, okay, it's like his forward tilt, and it's like it was stupid. It was stupid.
Basically, what
he
you're
said
saying,
like, I think it was like the only moves that I can remember that he said didn't have kill potential were like his jab and like his recovery.
So you're saying he made Sora overpowered?
Yeah, it's like, how could you like? There was a lot of things where you'd say it would have decent knockback, or it would have like these different properties and stuff, and it's like, even like, I think a majority of people wouldn't have a good idea as to what would be like a good balancing. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be like a pro. Like, I don't think I'm like, I can't think of the word, like capable or like qualified to make a balanced character. You know what I mean? Also, the main thing I was triggered about is he was like, oh yeah, his gimmick would be he can like, after he spams a bunch of magic, he can have like a what
form
is it?
change.
No, not a form change. Grand magic, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, how dare you do this to my boy? Don't make Sora a fucking campy spammer. What the heck?
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I think some kind of situation command. That's what it's called. I think some kind of situation command is likely, but I don't think it's going to be just like it is in Kingdom Hearts 3, where you spam magic and then you get grand magic.
Right.
Basically, he was trying to duplicate that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that would be what it is. Are you saying you can beat HMK in Smash? Is that what you're saying? Let's get to the heart of this. Are you saying you can beat HMK in Smash?
That was the first thing on my mind. Yeah.
Are you challenging HMK to Smash?
Oh my god. Yes, this is me calling you out.
Oh, HMK, he called you out, dude. You better answer. He's challenging you to Smash. Who is the greatest Smash player in the Kingdom Hearts community? That's clear. That's what this is deciding.
Yes.
So HMK, if you're listening to this, which I know you're a secret fan, I know you listen to us every week. If you're listening to this, name the time, name the place. Jason's ready to take you on in Smash.
One thing that if Sora gets into Smash, right? One thing, if they don't do this, I'm uninstalling the game.
Oh wow.
When he hits somebody with like a finisher or whatever, and he doesn't say like, come on, or like something like that, I'm uninstalling the game.
Yeah, he needs to say they need to get Haley Joel back in the studio.
Right.
Or just take the clips
Just
from
take
the
the
game.
clips.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you could take it from like a KH2 or KH1. I don't even care, dude.
You know what my disappointment would be?
Come on.
When they put Sora in Smash, if they don't do all these characters.
This is it.
All these characters that have come have gotten like these Terry has like 40 or 50 tracks from SNK.
Yeah.
If they do the 2-song thing like they did with Cloud again with Sora,
I'm uninstalling the game.
I'm uninstalling the game. That's bullshit, man.
I want my refund.
Right. I will call Sakurai myself.
Right.
And I will ask for a refund personally. I think this is going to be a first, everybody.
Oh my god.
Get ready for this. I am recommending, if you're interested in that, to watch this HMK video. Can you believe it?
I almost just choked on my Kickstart pineapple orange mango energizing Mountain Dew.
I am recommending an HMK video.
Only 80 calories for
Even
the whole
though,
can.
okay, the one. Now that I said something nice, I gotta hate on him a little bit because he was doing this thing. It was like he was doing a different voice for the video.
It was a little weird.
He
Definitely.
wanted it to feel really official, which I sometimes, if I'm doing a video, I catch myself doing that sometimes, and I go, oh, so I get it.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize it and redo it.
When we were watching it, I was triggered, so I hated on this a little bit. I was a little harsh, but he definitely went and watched like how the other DLC characters were announced, and like, okay, they talked about this, then they talked about this, then they talked about this.
He did a nice job with the video.
Yeah, and he went along with how it would be if they announced it actually, right? Like the pacing of it.
I felt like he was a little worried about how people were gonna react to the video because he would say like he'd show like Sora's forward smash or whatever, and he'd be like, there are other characters in the game that have a forward smash similar. Like he had to like justify it to people.
Yeah.
And that
it was like that a couple times. I
a couple
thought about
times
that
he said
too.
Donkey Kong has this, and it's like, or Link does this, and it's like, dude, you can just
There's certain
say.
ones where it was like he was referencing it to be like
Right.
it would work like this. Right.
But a lot of
He'd be
times
like,
it felt like
works
he
like
was
Mewtwo's or whatever.
He's like, hold on, people that are gonna hate on me.
Man.
This exists. This is not unrealistic.
I think the moves he chose weren't bad. The only thing is I would turn his back air into his neutral air with what the moves that he said if you've watched it. But I would change his back air into that, and then I would give him a different back air.
Yeah.
Something else.
I don't know. I thought it was fine. I think if Sora came out like that, the only thing I'd be disappointed with is the final smash. I mean, the man included Strike Raid, which is OP as shit. Strike Raid's best move of all time. Sephiroth cries in a corner when he hears
Every time.
he hears, oh my god, Mike's gonna play the game and he has Strike Raid. Sephiroth cries in a corner. KH1 Sephiroth and KH2 Sephiroth.
KH2 Sephiroth does not cry.
No, he does not. KH2 Sephiroth.
He laughs.
He has a
laughs.
super erect hard on when he hears I'm coming to fight him because he's gonna work me for the first 20 times. But KH1 Sephiroth, when he hears I have Strike Raid
It's
and
over.
I'm level 99,
You have a
he's
ton
in
of
trouble.
elixirs.
He's in trouble. Anyway, so like I said, go check out HMK's Sora's moveset for Smash if that's something that interests you.
I really hope they do the
people
hero
that got
thing.
mad that I hated on HMK last time. I said something nice about him.
I hope they do the hero thing, where it's like, yo, this is Sora, and then they're like, because like he's similar build, have like KH2 Sora as well.
Oh, like his different costumes.
Yeah,
Instead of just
and then
being
you
colors.
could do like I mean like he has his form changes or whatever, and that's probably what they'll do if they do it.
Well,
but
I
I think it would be cool to have like his like. I think people are gonna riot if there's no Halloween Town Sora. You know what I
really?
mean? I think that's like.
I don't know if they'll do
people
that.
really like.
How many colors does a character normally have? Like 6 or 8?
I would say normally more. Like
I think they have it. Excuse me. I think they have at least 8 because
8 usually.
you can have an 8-player Smash with the same character.
Yeah. 8.
So I think it's 8. I think it'd be cool if he had 4 different looks and then a color variant on each look. So like KH1 Sora, KH2 Sora, KH3 Sora.
Like if they were gonna
DDD Sora.
if they were gonna do it, it'd be like he would have like the yellow, the green, and the red.
Yeah.
And then they could do final, but then there's not really like another form for him. Like they would have to do a different like model almost.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do the
Yeah.
4 models from the 3 main games in DDD.
Yeah.
So that's a different model.
Well, I think it would be hard for the child Sora because he's smaller.
No, just make it normal size Sora. Like don't change his head or whatever, but just put the clothes on him.
Oh, his clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just change the clothes.
Yeah, because I mean, but with the exception of KH1 Sora, he's gonna look very similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like take KH3 Sora and just change his clothes and put the big old boots on him. You know,
Right.
That's the thing. The boots might increase his hitbox though. That's the problem. He's got some big old honking. He's got some chonkers on there, man. He's got some badonkaroos.
He's got some like size 30s on there.
Badonkaroos is now.
It is.
I'm actually wearing my Sora slippers right now, and my
You
feet.
feel like you could badonk someone.
I could badonk someone. My feet are nice and
You could
toasty.
stage spike them.
When I run in
Meteor.
these, people are like, "Oh Lord, he coming!" So I'm chonking right now. What the fuck? So anyway, go watch his video. Go watch BioRox's video. We're gonna take a short break, and in that break, Jason, last week I said the hottest Disney character was joining us, and I was wrong because this week it's Queen Minnie, and Queen Minnie, hottest Disney character, has a State of the Union address for us. Thank you to Vodka for providing this. And so enjoy that, and we will be right back.
Attention all of Disney Castle and Disney Town forward. This is Queen Minnie. It has been so long since we've heard from King forget to wear your Disney ears to the guillotine. Lastly, I couldn't have possibly made all of these difficult decisions without the help of Audible.com. Thanks to them and their countless titles on how to usurp the throne and rule an empire with an iron fist, I am finally realizing my true potential. I encourage each and every one of you to do the same. Simply go to audible.com/Ansem Report to receive your free 30-day trial. And depending on how quickly you learn, it may be the last thing you do. From the throne room of Disney Castle, this is Empress Mickey. Welcome to Disney Town, and tread lightly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Ansem Report podcast, episode number 43. I hope you have your Hot Topic branded Riku hoodie zipped up tight, because we're getting right into it. Did you like that?
Yeah, I did like that.
Came right off the top.
I felt like I needed my Sora one on.
Yeah, I think I don't have my Riku one on. I took it off because I got warm. Everywhere except my arms. Doesn't really help the arms. Actually not a very good hoodie when you think about it. It doesn't really cover parts, like your armpits are exposed. Those are some of the... That's part of your body that you need warm, like the neck and the armpits. Well, like,
I mean, if you're sitting down playing the game while you're wearing it, it's all right. That's so you're not sweaty.
Well, and
your pits
you
are
need
sweaty.
that movement, that range of
when
motion.
When you get enraged because you got fucking, you're playing fucking level 1 Marluxia data fight, you get hit fucking once and you're fucking dead.
Right, exactly. So anyway, it's time for a special double block of the question of the month and the question of the week. So wait, I have to... Question of the month. And then what's the...
And the question of the week.
They kind of rhyme. It's like poetry. It rhymes. George Lucas.
They rhyme.
Anyway.
Oh.
No, I didn't mean literally rhyme, but like...
They rhyme. No.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
You heard it.
Poetry. It rhymes. For the question of the month, starting off, the box says, honestly, all I want in the next KH game is to leave behind the Xehanort saga for good and go 100% original lore with the Union Cross stuff. There were some parts of the old plot that I really liked, such as the inner workings of the organization, the whole plot of Chain of Memories, which is really good, and Roxas' story. But I found everything else from KH2 onward extremely forgettable, badly paced, clearly retconned at the last second, and for no real reason. Mickey's shirt, why, Nomura, why? And so I just hope they move away from all that and focus on the key plots, key meaning CHI, key plots, and characters that have so much potential and are, in my honest opinion, much more likable than the current cast. With exceptions, of course, I still think Riku and Roxas are really good characters. Gameplay-wise, I don't really care, XD. I don't like the gameplay that much, and after replaying KH1 and KH2 last year, I realized I never liked it. Too gimmicky and flashy, which makes for a great spectacle and something I do enjoy watching, but not playing. I guess playing as Riku again would be nice, though. Jason's face right now, you guys. Is,
what an excellent answer.
Yeah.
One we all can agree on.
Thank you, The Box, for answering the question. Mr. LeBampf says...
I'll see you in hell, The Box.
Oh, wow, okay. Mr. LeBampf says, yo, all I want to see in the next KH game is Sora use the bathroom. Not in a creepy way, but it might add some realism.
Yikes.
Like, man, this Papu fruit is going right through me. It would make Sora more relatable. IBS is a real issue, guys.
Way to out yourself, dude. All right. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Wildcat Diana said, maybe not the bathroom, but we could see if the gummy ship has a place to sleep. The next game could start with Riku having a nightmare about Sora and Shibuya, and then you see he's in the gummy ship with the Disney trio. That'd be cool.
They got like kind of like a triple bunk bed situation going on.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like Goofy, and then Riku, and then Donald up top, because then they are like one's longer, and then like middle length, and then like smaller.
Yeah,
smaller. Even though Donald dummy thick.
Donald he's a thick boy. Just a reminder about the question of the month. You guys can still answer the question of the month until the end of the month, and you will be entered to win the beautiful Marluxia statue is made by Blue Kingdom Customs. It's a beautiful, glorious statue. All you have to do is join the Discord, go into the question of the month server or channel, if you will, and type in what your answer is.
Like, not gonna lie, if you get this Marluxia statue, it's probably gonna put whatever else you got on your shelf to shame.
That's true.
Just gonna say it. It's gonna make you want to order more from Blue Kingdom.
That's
not
true.
gonna lie.
Well, because Blue Kingdom told us we could keep this one, and I was like, I don't have anything on my shelf that good except for the Ansem bust that he made.
Right.
Us. And then I got to order a whole new shelf. I literally have to order a different whole shelf to to display it, and I don't have the money or time for that. But anyway, that's it for the question of the month. The question of the week. Last week's question of the week was, hey guys, let me know of a video game series that you like a lot that possibly makes you feel the same way Kingdom Hearts does. And if not, just talk about a video game series you like whatever. Not every question has to be Kingdom Hearts centric, okay? So,
Bloodborne.
Spoiler alert, no Bloodborne talk.
Oh my god. I'm talking about Bloodborne. No, I've never played Bloodborne.
Shaggy _ Pac-Man says, a game series I've been passionate about is Kingdom Hearts as Pokemon. Very relevant today.
Ooh.
The themes of friendship and bonds are always endearing to me, and KH and Pokemon both share those themes. And I made many great friends through both series. So those franchises are near and dear to my heart. I even have this nifty Ash Ketchum hat, who is to Pokemon what Sora is to KH, and he shows a picture of himself with the Ash Ketchum hat.
Tight.
If you want to see that, you got to join Discord.
You have to join the Discord.
We're putting that behind the wall there. We can't just
paywall.
There's no pay, but there's a wall. Wildcat Diana says, Sailor Moon, another story. My favorite franchise other than Kingdom Hearts. Themes and type of storyline with similar tropes, and because Sailor Moon games are rare, no matter the quality of the game itself, I cherish it. Sailor Moon.
I've always heard good things about Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I have too. It's kind of like, anime has obviously become a much bigger monster than it was in the 80s and 90s here. But you would always hear Sailor Moon in the same breath with DBZ. Or Dragon Ball in general, right?
Right.
Now that's not so much because there's so many other popular animes out there that people
also Sailor Moon's probably not still going on, right?
No.
Yeah.
That was
whereas like DBZ is.
Well, kind of.
DBS.
DBS. It's a little different.
I mean, it's the same thing. Pretty
right,
much.
but it's only going on because there was a large period where it was.
Oh yeah, no, most
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
It hasn't been nonstop.
After GT, they kind of said, "Hey, whoa, pump the brakes, Toriyama. This is not going well, dude." Sean's says, "Persona 5 is a tad more serious, but the theme of the shadow self is the same. I assume that Nomura drew some inspiration from Carl Jung too. Is it Jung? That's pronounced Young, right?
I believe so. I don't know.
I think so. Like the Foretellers and the Arsene Wiss. I'm bad at pronouncing things today. Nomura seems inspired by old works like many good creators tend to be. The Phantom Thieves want to change the world and do so by changing hearts. Those damn yellow eyes, lol. The Velvet Room is similar to the Realm of Sleep. Mementos is similar to the Realm of Darkness / Dark World. The theme of young people having the power to change the world. The bonds we share with each other / confidence.
And seducing your teacher.
No, that part doesn't happen in Kingdom Hearts.
Aw, damn.
Well, does Aqua ever try to seduce Ericus?
Probably low key.
Does Goofy?
That's how she passed.
Does Goofy ever seduce Yen Sid?
Definitely.
Yep. Oh, I dropped this pen in front of you, Yen Sid. Let me pick it up. I'm sorry. Oh, goodness me. I'm not wearing the underwear. Goofy.
He said, "Oh, I am. You just can't see it."
Anyway, Persona 5 is an excellent game. I've never played the other Persona games. But I loved 5. I probably put 80 hours into playing Persona 5. Great game.
I played it a bit.
You played a bit. You didn't finish it, but...
No, not even close.
It's a great JRPG.
It's one of those things where it's like, I played it a lot, like in one sitting.
Yeah.
And I got like all the way through like the first dungeon or whatever. I can't remember what they're called, palaces or whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Palaces.
I beat the first one, and like there's so much tutorial and like stuff throughout the whole thing that I was just like, okay. And then I think it was like, then KH3 came out and it was like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You played it late, and it's one of those games, and I hate when people say this, but I'm going to say it right now. It takes about 10 hours to get good, you know? Like, it just...
Yeah.
It's one of those games that has a lot of
systems. It definitely
sets...
it's very story heavy.
Right.
So they have to set it up and everything,
Right, it sets up a story, and it sets up all the gameplay systems, because there's so many systems, but they're all great. So once you get through that, there was a point where I played it and I got stuck I didn't get stuck, like I could beat it, but I think I didn't save when I should have. It was one of those, I was in a dungeon or a palace and I didn't save when I should have. It was a later on one. It was I don't remember the character's name, but the last character you recruit, it was like the palace for her specific. And there was a solid month I didn't touch the game because I was like, I'm so mad that I died, and then I lost like 3 hours of progress or something
I hate
like
when
that.
that happens.
So, but then I finally got back into it and I beat it. And I'm very happy I did because it's a very good game. Speaking of Persona 5, the box says, "You beat me to it, Sean's. I was going to say Persona as well. Despite the different setting, Persona taking place in modern-day Japan, plus a shadow realm instead of multiple different worlds, the vibe of the two games is pretty similar when it comes to the origin of the power that the protagonist can wield. Personas are the true self of the characters and evolve the more the person matures and becomes confident, in a similar way to how the experiences of the wielder affects the appearance and power of their keyblade. That of the inner power is a classic anime trope, after all. Now, I'm going to cheat with your questions a little bit, since it's not a game but a series of novels. But His Dark Materials, a.k.a. The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, really reminds me of KH, mostly of the new themes and tone introduced in Union Cross. The books are heavily inspired by philosophy, psychology, and religious texts the exact way Persona is. The main characters are children finding themselves trapped in a scheme way bigger than them, and overall the books really captured the angst of childhood and teenage years. Not to mention that the whole plot revolves around evil science men experimenting on children, multiple dimensions, and talking animals."
God dang.
And then the box added, "You see, I didn't mention Bloodborne this time. Hope you guys are happy."
Yeah, Persona's dope, and I wish I had more time to play it. It's one of those things where it's definitely a time sink.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. If you're on the fence about it, like, watch somebody play up until, like, there's a bunch of playthroughs where it's like people don't talk, they just play, right? Go find one and watch up until he does the first Persona thing where he rips the mask off. And if
That's a really
you're
cool
not
scene.
if you're not into it by then don't buy the game.
Yeah, you won't.
And
be
it's
into
not
it.
very far in either.
Also, there's a
I was like, holy shit, I need more of this. It was raw as fuck. I was like, oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, that scene's really cool.
It's so dope.
I think that's the same scene where I went, "Oh shit!" Like this game's
real.
Because at first you're like
This is legit.
walking around with this cat person, and you're like, "What is this?"
You're like, this is
But-
kind of cringe a little
And
bit.
then when he takes the
And then it
mask
gets
off,
real.
and you're like, his eyes are bleeding, and you're
There's
just like,
blood.
yeah, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, all right, I can get down with this."
Right.
There's also a Persona 5 Royal Edition coming out. I don't remember if it's out in Japan or if it comes out in Japan, but it's for the Switch. And it's like a final mix version of Persona 5. So maybe check that out and wait for that.
Maybe?
And there's also a Persona 5 Muso game coming out.
Oh,
And it looks dope, dude. And everybody was kind of hating on it until the most recent trailer where they went, "Oh shit, this looks awesome," right? It's kind of the same way like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
People ended up
Muso games are tight.
people like were disappointed with Hyrule Warriors because it was like, this is just a Muso game, and it's like, yes, we know that's what. If you don't like those, then you're not gonna like Hyrule Warriors.
Right.
We love Hyrule Warriors. We love Muso
Exactly.
games.
We still need to play that Fire Emblem one.
See, I don't like Fire Emblem though.
Me neither, really. I mean, I played the. It was one of the newer ones. It was
Well, I
like
mean, I hate Fire Emblem. Like, if you put Marth in front of me, I quit.
Dude, you're just mad because you got spiked by him back in Melee, dude.
Yeah, probably, but
You got dunked. Straight dunked on, kid.
I probably would like Fire Emblem if I had time to play it. I heard the new one's really good, but
I played.
I think with the Muso game, with the exception of Dynasty Warriors, because I started playing that as a kid, and so I have nostalgia for
Yeah.
like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms
Definitely.
style. I need the theme of the game to be something I'm into. So like Hyrule Warriors, I love Zelda, into that. Persona 5 sounds awesome. I'm into that.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts Muso game, hell yes, sign me
That
up.
would be crazy.
That would be dope. Any
They
franchise,
already have like Muso moves too.
Right.
It's just their DM.
Oh my god, dude! Like a Kingdom Hearts Muso game would be so easy and so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And
It's just Heartless versus Nobodies or some shit.
right, you there's so many mob enemies.
Right.
I mean the 1,000 Heartless battles are basically Muso
Yeah, pretty much.
modes, right?
Right.
Like it's just and those are some of my favorite parts of both the Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Lu Bu. No.
Right. Shut
That's not how those games go.
Yeah. But no, you could use like the organization members in that same way.
Zigbar would be Lu Boo.
Zigbar's Lu Boo,
He's
dude.
Lu Boo.
Well, no, not Zigbar. Zaldin.
Or Zaldin, yeah. You knew what I meant, though. Yeah.
Zaldin's Lu Boo.
Zaldin
dude.
is Lu Boo.
And then you get pure strength in there, and he's coming through. And you have like the cheesy duel cutscenes before they have a duel.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Nomura. Let me make a Muso game. I don't have any knowledge in programming or how to make a video game, but just let me do it. Let me just like design it, and then someone else can make it.
Yeah.
The Osaka team can make it.
Let Mike just sign off on everything.
My favorite development studio, the Osaka team.
Exactly.
Everybody else hates on them, and they're good. We are on a tangent. We need to get back to the question of the week. Sean 2.0 says,
I just have the Lu Boo theme playing in my head.
I have the Zaldin theme playing in my head, which is just dead silence because he doesn't have a voice actor.
It's just the death noise.
Yeah. Sean 2.0 says, you guys asked us to talk about video games, a mistake, so here we go. Outside of Kingdom Hearts, my favorite video game series is, unsurprisingly, Knights of the Old Republic. At about the same time I started playing Kingdom Hearts, I also started watching my dad play KOTOR. Now I replay these games at least once a year, and I consider them to be the two best games of all time, and KOTOR 2 to be my favorite of all time. The original KOTOR is like a quintessential Star Wars story. You start out as a lowly grunt in the machine and become the Jedi Knight who saves the galaxy. You've got a cool bad guy with a robot voice, a big space station that needs to be destroyed, multiple planets to explore, an iconic ship, and a fun cast of characters to experience this all with. I don't want to spoil it even though it's been over like 15 years, but the game also has one of the best plot twists of all time and, like all good Star Wars stories, deals heavily with the concept of redemption. It's the perfect Star Wars story. If the original KOTOR is the quintessential Star Wars story, KOTOR 2 is the evolution of the Star Wars story. The story moves away from massive empires with space stations. Now it's about a group of Siths striking out from the shadows. All the Jedi are gone, and now you arrive back in the galaxy. You're no longer a Jedi, but you're going to have to relearn what you forgot in order to face the threat in the shadows of the galaxy. Every single character in this game has a rich backstory and compelling motives. The game has an amazing atmosphere as well. All the worlds feel wrong. There's a strange emptiness to them, but in a way that reflects the state of the galaxy. This game never fails to leave me on edge throughout the entire journey. Every iconic Star Wars theme is turned on its head, picked apart, and explored. No other piece of Star Wars media is like this game. Wow.
Except the best actual Star Wars game, Star Wars Pod Racing. Followed closely by The Force Unleashed.
Well, here's the thing. I've been playing the Outer Worlds, and I've been told, like, I see it as kind of a mix between, like, Mass Effect and Fallout New Vegas, but I've been told it's actually more of a mix between Fallout New Vegas and KOTOR 2, specifically. And because, Mass Effect and KOTOR are both made by BioWare.
Right.
So I'm interested in KOTOR. I think we don't have a good stream schedule right now. I know people have been asking when we're going to play Dead Space, which Jason replied next Halloween. We're going to plan that out soon. We're going to figure out how we can stream.
Right.
Hopefully once a week, if not every other week.
Yeah.
And I think that's a game that we would like to stream. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
If we could play some KOTOR. We have a list in our head. Maybe we'll share it with you guys. We'll do a poll. Once we finish Dead Space, of course. We want to finish Dead Space.
Fuck Final Fantasy X.
Well, and we want to finish Final Fantasy X too. But
I know, there's so
I don't know
much.
if people actually want to watch that. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe we can just finish that on our own time because you just never have experienced the story, and I want you to.
Right.
All right. Anyway, we're on a tangent, dude. We are running wild today. Kingdom Hearts Mania is running wild on you, brother. Iron Sean says, so my answer might be a little different. Post KH3, I was looking for a game that would make me feel all the things I did for the KH series. I played Final Fantasy 4, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 15, and they were all pretty good, but I didn't fall in love with any of them. 10 and 10-2 as a whole would probably be my favorite. Surprisingly, Dragon Quest XI and Persona 5 come the closest. Well, in conclusion, nothing comes remotely close to KH. I've heard Dragon Quest XI's good.
Straight facts, my guy.
I have it downloaded on my Switch. I haven't touched it because I know that's like a 60-hour game. And I look at it and go, I really want to play this. But I have 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into it and then not be able to play it anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I heard that game's good. Persona 5's good.
First world problems.
I love all those Final Fantasy games you listed. I actually never played 4. 4 is the one you listed. I didn't play 4. But you're right. None of them come close to Kingdom Hearts. 10 and 10-2 are amazing. 12. Actually, 12 is one that I'm a little... I know I played it and beat it. I don't really remember that much about it other than this is okay. I remember thinking that. I have the updated edition for Switch, and so I think I might crack that open at some point. That might be another good streamer. I don't know, but it has the fast forward feature.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
If I had to play a Final Fantasy game on my PS2, I don't want to. I'd much rather play it on a new console with the fast forward feature, dude.
Right, or like a PC or something.
Think about how quick I got through Final Fantasy VIII the other night when I had the fast forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so much better, and it sucks because it's like I feel like that shouldn't be how it is. But Persona has a built-in fast forward feature in the battle system.
Right. Well, it's also kind of like a majority of people who are going to be using that have already experienced.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And you've already done it legit. You've already gone through all that. And you were playing it to do the card game anyway.
Yeah,
so it was like
was,
whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Part of the reason I stopped playing Pokemon for so long is I grew up on Red and Blue and Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
And then when I would play the newer ones, I didn't have an Advance at the time, or I didn't have a DS. I would emulate them and have the speed turned up.
Oh.
And so I would try.
Emulation
to play it.
does kind of ruin Pokemon a little bit.
I would try to play it, but I was like, this is too fucking slow. So with
I played Blue Kaizo, and like you have to to get through that game, you pretty much have to have the speed on because you have to run back and heal all the time, and I am playing Diamond right now, right? Which has like probably the slowest, what is it? Not mechanics, but what the fuck is it? Like the system that actually runs, like when you hit it, it does the math to be like, okay, how much damage you did, right? It has the slowest of any of the games,
right.
And so
I'm a little nervous about Sword and Shield because I feel like I'm gonna Let's Go. Like I got back in with X and Y, and then I hated Sun and Moon, and then Let's Go was like so nostalgic for me, and I know that game like the back of my hand, so I can just go through it.
And they did some things to freshen it up a little bit.
Right. I'm a little nervous on Sword and Shield. I don't. It's out right now. I have a plane trip I'm going on next Monday. I'm gonna play it a lot on the plane, but we'll see. We'll see. Next Kingdom Hearts podcast, I'll have a quick moment to tell you how I feel about Sword and Shield.
Right.
Skittles for Hannah says, okay, let me start by saying I am by no means a pro gamer. You and me both, Skittles for Hannah. I haven't played very many games compared to most people I talk to, and every game I've completed I'm passionate about in one way or another. But I've never played a game that made me feel the way Kingdom Hearts does, and I'm not sure I will. Amen.
Amen, sister.
It was the first game I ever got super into, and I've never played anything else that made me feel like I did when I started KH. KH is kind of like a gateway game, like a gateway drug. Like Kingdom Hearts is the weed of gateway games. It's like you start smoking weed, then you start smoking crack. You know what I mean? then you're fucking.
You gotta get high again.
You're playing Bloodborne at 6 a.m, trying to anyway.
Trying to beat the game without getting hit.
Yeah, exactly. The closest I've gotten to that is Final Fantasy. Petition to bring back the Opera Omnia 30 seconds. It's crossed out. And even then, they all feel different every time I start a new one. I guess I see every game as a different experience, so it's hard for me to compare them like that. It's not a very coherent answer, I know, but it's the best way I could think to put it. And that there's nothing wrong with that answer. There's nothing to me that compares to Kingdom Hearts either.
No.
There's
nothing else that has been like around for as long.
Right.
And so it's like
there's themes, and then there's like games that have certain art elements that remind me, or like for example, last week I talked about that Sayonara Wild Hearts. Just the use of heart in that is like very like it makes me think of Kingdom Hearts, but it doesn't compare. Tyler says, if I had to pick a game series I'm as passionate about that makes me feel similar to Kingdom Hearts, I'd have to go with the Persona series. Although my getting into the Persona series is a bit weird than most others. I started playing Persona at Persona 4 Arena. 2 of my buddies were playing and I wanted to feel included, so I ran out and picked the game up. Didn't know anything about the characters, but I had enough fun that I wanted to play the main series. I purchased Persona 3 on my iPad, and I bounced off that game several times. I don't like Persona 3. But I bought Persona 4 Golden. A few weeks I actually owned a Vita, so that was agonizing. And it really resonated with me. The feeling of putting on a facade that hides your true feelings and your friends giving you strength are all things I really relate to. I've heard you mention at least Persona 5 a few times. Plus, the gameplay mechanics are all super solid. I always enjoyed doing... Oh, God. Izanagi only for Arsene... Doing an Izanagi only or Arsene only run. There we go. choosing who to waifu, and when you reject someone, they get sad and you feel bad and you reload your save and don't reject them. But all in all, Marie's best girl, and so is Akiko. Fuck, I suck with pronunciation today. Akiko Oya, I think is right. I think that's how you say it.
yeah.
Which I'm not familiar with 4. I've never played Persona 4. I'd like to, but the best version of it is on Vita, and I don't have a Vita, and I'm not gonna buy a Vita.
They'll probably re-release it eventually.
I think I have like the PS2 version of Persona 4 because Persona 4 came out for PS2.
Jeez.
Persona 4 Golden is the edition you want, but it's a Vita game.
Damn.
So maybe they'll release that sooner or later.
Sony be fucking up, bro.
Yeah, they are. Jason, do you have an answer to this question?
Yeah, and it's funny like that we talked about it already because it's Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and particularly like the one that like really got me into because like I played 4 a lot because there was like 4 Empires, 4 Extreme Legends, and then regular 4, right? And I remember like having played the game and I knew like the basics of the story. It's like, okay, it starts off with like the Yellow Turban Rebellion, and then there's Dong Zhuo, and like it was really cool. Like you're playing through it, and especially in Empires, I think 4 did it the best because you're playing in that world, and you can kind of change how events really went. But like those events keep happening, even like the next event happens regardless of like what you did, right? And so like that was always really cool. And then when I played 7, just like normal, where you just go through the campaign, it was the first time they added the 4th campaign and like extended the story because normally it only does the 3 kingdoms, but the 3 kingdoms ends with a 4th kingdom actually popping up and conquering all of them, right? So I always thought that was super cool because you play through it and it's set up to play as like you play through like at the 3 different kingdoms, and then once you beat the 3 different kingdoms, the last one you do is Wei, the last one you unlock, and then the Wei one ends because the Jin take over. And I always thought that was super cool because I had no idea. And you're playing through the games, and they get you attached to these different characters because the like voice acting's done really well, the writing's done really well, and I had known these characters like growing up too, and there's some like emotional scenes, even though it's just like a beat 'em up, you know what I mean?
Right,
like a hack and slash, and like, oh, like one of the kings dying or whatever, and then like their son is there or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's
the 3 making the promise and the cherry blossom.
Right. Like there's a lot of scenes where it's like, oh, like, and then when like Zhang Fei dies or whatever, and then like
Spoilers, dude.
right, like Zhang Fei dies, and then like it like you see like later like Guan Yu's like looking at a cherry blossom, and he's like, you tell he's fucking depressed and he just wants to kill like everybody, right? So there's just a lot of things in that game where it's like, god dang, like you want everyone to win, but you know they can't,
right?
And because they're all like you might have a favorite character in one kingdom, and then they're fighting one of your other favorite characters from another kingdom, and you're like, what the fuck? And you want them both to live, but they can't both live,
right? Wow.
But yeah, nice. Dynasty Warriors 7 is GOAT.
Well, to connect that more to Kingdom Hearts, in Dynasty Warriors 4, Dong Zhuo is voiced by Richard Epcar.
Yes.
Who voices Ansem.
Yes.
Secret of Darkness. And Terranort.
And he does a very similar laugh.
Yeah, it's a very similar voice. It's more like scratchy.
Yeah.
But it...
like imagine if he was trying to be more like tyrant-y evil and fat. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely puts on his fat voice because Dong Zhuo's a big boy.
Yeah. Thick boy.
He's thicker than a Snicker, you know?
Also, Dao Chan is best girl.
Dao Chan is best girl. I agree with that. I love Dao Chan.
Dao Chan. Lubu's a dog.
My answer, I've been thinking about this as you've been talking, because Sayonara Wild Hearts was my answer that sparked this question. But as far as like, okay, so I really love Final Fantasy games, obviously. Okay, I really love a lot that Square does, Square Enix or Squaresoft as they were back in the day. And I'm less about the Enix side, which is like Dragon Warrior and stuff like that, right? But I'm interested in Dragon Warrior 11 because people say it's very good, and I've always wanted to be into that.
Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest, yeah. Dragon Warrior was the American name. So
okay.
I'm an idiot. Like when they first came out, that's what it's called. And
okay.
Later changed it to Dragon Quest. Kind of like how Final Fantasy VI was called Final Fantasy 3 here.
Oh, okay.
Because the other ones hadn't been released. But I have two answers.
Okay.
My first one is fairly simple. I'm really big in the Castlevania series.
Mm.
And the reason it relates to Kingdom Hearts to me, it's not a huge thing, but it's like one of the only series where the lore is very important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think if you were more into Castlevania, we could do a podcast on Castlevania, and it wouldn't be as good.
I'm definitely into it, but it's one of those things where, like, to me, having played like Symphony of the Night, like,
Symphony
I want
Night
them
is
all
one of
to
the
be
best.
Symphony of the
Symphony
Night.
Night is one of the best.
Yeah.
But I like all of them. I like the classic versions, like 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodlines. I like the Symphony of the Night versions where they had this run of handheld games that were just incredible. None of them were quite as good as Symphony of the Night, but Circle of the Moon and Order of Ecclesia and stuff like that. And I even like the next-gen reboot they did, Lords of Shadow. I'm really into that shit, too, where they kind of rebooted the story and redid it and did some different things with it to, like, the story was a certain way. So, yeah, I'm really into Castlevania
The
lore.
Netflix show.
And then there's the Netflix show, which is, like, taking a different look at it, too.
Right.
And that show's amazing. My other answer is probably more legit because really all I was relating that to is that they're both lores I'm really into.
Yeah.
Chrono Cross, probably top 3 favorite game for me. And part of the reason for that, which people are like, Chrono Cross, not Chrono Trigger. I like Chrono Trigger, but it didn't resonate with me the same way that Cross did. Cross, to me, it's about, a boy named Serge, and he's got what's a pretty good life on this island. They're not island, but it's like a peninsula.
It's
this
like
beach.
a paradise.
It's a paradise, and he's got a cute girlfriend, and then shit just goes bad for him, right? And it's kind of putting that young protagonist into peril and having to, fight their way out and make friends along the way and deal with things that someone that age shouldn't have to deal with. And there's a lot of one of the themes is identity. Who are you exactly, right?
Right.
And at the end of the day, can you look in the mirror and be happy with who you are? And I think that's like a more subtle theme in Kingdom Hearts. Like, it's not explicit, but it's like, Sora, is light. He is who he is, right? And he doesn't compromise that for anything.
No.
Where Riku has more of a struggle with who are you, right?
Yeah.
Are you and that's, you've never played Chrono Cross, obviously, but that game has just a lot of themes that are very similar, and it's a Square Enix game. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of deal. But I really, really like that game, and I am, admittedly, it's a way better game than Chrono Trigger. Sorry, everybody. That's a hot take. I know that's a hot take, but in my opinion, that's not even close. Chrono Trigger's fine. It's a good game. It's not Chrono Cross. And I will fight anybody who says differently.
I will die on this hill.
I will Lu Bu and kill 1,000 men just to prove it. But yeah. So that's my answer.
Dope.
Next week's question of the week is kind of similar. Okay, but we're turning to music. Contemporary music, not Kingdom Hearts music per se. Which Kingdom Hearts music sometimes crosses over into that because, like, Simple and Clean is a pop song. It's a pop hit, right?
Yeah.
I want to know songs, artists, albums that aren't Kingdom Hearts related that make you think of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Same way we talked about
Or
video
to get
games.
you, like, on that passionate level.
Right. They go, oh, man, pulls at my heart the same way this does, or whatever it might be. So it's kind of the same question. If you don't have a good answer that's Kingdom Hearts related, you can just talk about a band you like or whatever, or a song you like. That's fine, too.
Yeah.
And so put that in the question of the week, everybody, and we will talk about that another time. Thank you, everybody who answered the question of the week. Next up is the Ansem Report. We are running long as shit.
We are.
That was a really good question of the week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I thought of it, and it was amazing.
Darkness and Zero. So this explains the dumb nickname, where they were like, we want to include Disney in this, so we're going to call him Diz. And that means Darkness and Zero. Yes.
Do you think Christopher Lee just like rolled his eyes the hardest he ever has in his life when they explained to him what that was?
And he was probably like, I don't care. Just give me the line.
Just pay me.
Just give me the line and pay me.
Pay me, please. Anyway, this report kind of details what happened, which is what they all do. But he talks about world hearts,
Which is what they all do.
world hearts, and how they must be colossal. And he kind of backs up Xehanort's original hypothesis. But then he goes on to talk about how his 6 apprentices, or his 5 other apprentices, were pulled into darkness.
Into the dark side.
Not exactly what happened, right? I mean, Xehanort stabbed them all, right?
Yeah.
Some of them willingly, some of them not.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the 5 apprentices thing. Because Evan, sure. Ienzo, obviously. Braig, Dylan, and Alias?
Well, doesn't...
They were guards, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but, like, Braig obviously has other intentions, but, like, Dylan and Alias, they're, like, so... It's so dumb because it's, like, especially Dylan was, like, fucking just evil as shit.
Yeah, as a
nobody.
Yeah.
Evil as shit.
Right.
He was probably the one fucking kidnapping the subjects.
Right.
Based on that.
Right, and then in Kingdom Hearts 3, he obviously doesn't talk.
They're just good guy.
They paint him as, you know,
good guy.
Good guard guy.
Does his job.
Well, even in BBS, they paint him kind of as, when those guys are shown, they're like guarding the city.
Yeah.
So I'm confused by the word apprentice there.
Yeah.
Is that just like some bullshit Ansem sold them to say that, yeah, you're an apprentice for sure. Hey, go fight some Heartless.
Hey, I clogged that toilet up in there.
Hey, apprentice.
There's a lot of darkness in there.
Apprentice Alias, can you use that pure strength of yours to plunge this toilet, please? So I'm a little confused by the apprentice part of it. And then we still don't know where the fuck Marluxia and Larxene and Luke Sword and Demix came from. Lee and Isa, stop! were intruders in the castle, and I'm assuming they were captured. And then he said,
caught.
Well, actually, no. Weren't they willing? In that the video, Biorex video we watched, he mentioned that they said they were willing because they were trying to find Subject X.
Yeah,
that's
I think
why
so.
They willingly went along with it. So
yeah.
Never mind, it wasn't a captured thing. But
I think that's what it used to be thought of.
Right.
Old theories.
So we're getting somewhere with this stuff. And he talks about how his name was stolen. Xehanort, his apprentice, changed his name to Ansem. Why do you think, if you had a logical guess, why do you think Ansem or Xehanort took the name Ansem? Terranort.
Well, he has the amnesia and shit. And then
Well, right, but at a certain point it's established that his name is Xehanort.
Right. But like if it is, so it's like if people had heard like, okay, Ansem's in charge, right? Then he uses the name like, oh, is your manager Ansem around? And he's like, I'm Ansem, right?
I am the manager, Ansem.
Yes, that is me. Or it's just like
darkness is the heart's true essence.
I feel like I remember something along the lines of like he wanted to spite him, and so he knew he was doing these things that Ansem wouldn't approve of, like Ansem the Wise wouldn't approve of. So he wanted for that work to go down as Ansem's, to be like, hey, your leader did this stuff or whatever.
Okay, so why did he want to spite him, though?
His name.
Why did he want to besmirch him?
Because he's full of darkness, dude.
But he doesn't know that. He's
right, but he's full of darkness.
That's not how amnesia works, though. Amnesia is like remember the episode of The
but
Office
his darkness
where Dwight
still
gets
takes over,
and he's nice to Pam the whole time?
Yeah, because he wants to actually be nice.
No, his brain was not functioning properly. He had CTE, man. He was.
Yeah, but this isn't like, this is fucking anime amnesia.
That's how it works in cartoons too. If you have amnesia, you're nicer if you're a bad guy. I guarantee there's like an episode of like Goof Troop or something where Pete gets amnesia and he's super nice to Goofy the whole time.
Right. But like at the same time, like
you can watch it now on
his
Disney
true
Plus.
essence is gonna come out eventually.
So do you think he?
Well, and I think what happens is like, doesn't Ansem be like, "What are you doing? Stop right now!" Like he like condemns him. Like
So and that's what I was gonna get at is maybe there's like that trope of, "What are you doing, you idiot? I'm mistreating you." When really I could just say stop doing that, but I'm gonna be a dick about it.
yeah.
And then you're still gonna do it anyway.
Well, and he does experiments on Xehanort to be like, "Yo, what's going on with this guy? This guy's weird."
Xehanort volunteered though.
Right. But then once he finds out there's like some weird shit going on, he's like looks at him different, probably treats him different after that too.
Well, I mean, he couldn't treat him any worse than he treats his other apprentices, who are just guards.
Voiceless guard.
Voiceless guards or handkerchief-wearing shooty guards with the eye patches.
Yeah.
So, I just think that the apprentice thing is kind of... Normiro just still didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know? So, he didn't know that Braig was Luju.
Yeah. And it's so shit because it's like, he could have just left them out, but then if he left them out, people would be like, "Where are they?" So he
Right.
has to put them in a scene.
Right, if he was just like, my apprentices, Evan and Ienzo.
I'm talking about even in KH3. Like, he had to put him in a scene in KH3.
Oh, yeah,
or people
you're
would be
right,
like,
you're right.
They're still out there.
You're right. You're right.
That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd be like, my boy Pure Strength and the hardest anime boss ever are doing their own thing.
But they're
They're like the Brothers of Destruction.
dude, they kind of are, man. They're the ultimate tag team in the world. Anyway, thank you again to Blue Kingdom for reading the Secret Ansem Report. We appreciate you. Also, thank you to Vodka for reading the Minnie Mouse ad. We appreciate you as well. So here's the deal. There might not be an episode next week. Okay? And here's why.
Triggered!
I am going on a trip for work, and I can't not.
Can't not. Like, far away trip.
I'm going to Orlando, if you must know.
He's going up to a farm where he has lots of room to run.
I'm not being killed. I'm going to Orlando for a work trip. I'm going to be gone Monday to like Thursday. I don't know what time I'm getting back Thursday yet. And
So it's like, it's supposed to come
so
out
it's possible
Friday.
that Jason and I could sit down when I get home and record a podcast and have it edited out for Friday. But it's also possible that that doesn't happen because my flight gets delayed.
I'm comatose from playing too much fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm comatose from playing too much Pokemon. I die in a car crash or a plane crash.
Goes
Check,
to
the
a
car
farm.
crash is actually more likely.
He goes to a farm.
There's a lot of reasons. So we will make an announcement that there's not an episode if there's not one.
He gets kidnapped because he put light on that Kyrie's probably subject X. If you don't hear from us ever again, we've probably been kidnapped by
when I
Square.
said that Kyrie's subject X, I looked at Nomura, who's in studio, obviously, and he did like a
like a line across his
like a
throat.
slit throat sign to me. So, and then he left abruptly.
Yeah.
So it's possible I'm dead too, but I am for real going on a work trip.
I'm just waiting for like a laser to come across my chest.
Yeah. Well, he's taking us both out, so
I know.
there'll be no announcement if Nomura takes us out. Or it's possible that HMK gets bodied, or Jason gets bodied by HMK in Smash.
Never in my
and then he
life.
never shows his face again. That's also possible.
I would have to do that if that happened.
Yeah, if you got bodied by HMK in Smash.
It'd have to be like a gauntlet. Like, we play like all the versions of the game.
Oh, so you want to play 64, Melee,
Yeah, Brawl,
Brawl,
4,
4, and Ultimate.
and Ultimate.
Is
Best
that
of
one
5.
called 4, or is it just called Super Smash Brothers?
It's Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo DS, 3DS, and Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
What a shitty name.
Yeah. But everyone just calls it Smash 4.
Right. Anyway, we got off on a tangent again. So we tried to do an extra long episode this week too, just in case we're not able to do one next week. So if that's the case, I apologize. But you know, we'll see, because I still have to work Friday too when I come back. So it's not like I have all the time in the world to just make a podcast and edit it and get it up
Yeah.
and not sleep.
Right.
So we will see. I will do everything in my power to make it happen,
but it might not.
But I'm also not going to have an anxiety attack over not having episode 44.
We're also human.
We're also human men. And
I would never dare do a solo dolo.
yeah, I don't even want to mention the Master of Masters and Jason and the Master of Masters doing one because I don't know that Jason could get the recording started.
Okay, I'm a little more competent than that. Thank you. Is it going to be a high of a quality? Hell no. I said, all right, Addison, don't say anything you don't want on the internet. I'm not editing this shit at all.
I'm just releasing
It's
it.
raw footage.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. And hopefully we'll see you next week. If not, we'll be back the week after. I promise. Hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.